All right, let's talk about AI. We're all using it, but what if I told you there's a way to use it that completely changes the game for learning? We're not talking about just getting quick answers anymore. We're talking about a way to actually master complex topics by shifting from just consuming information to really truly learning it.
So let me ask you something, and be honest. Think about all that time you spend scrolling through articles, through videos, through social media threads. Are you really learning, or are you just consuming? For most of us, it feels like we're just letting information wash over us, hoping some of it sticks. But then, when you actually need to remember it, poof, it's gone.
And that really gets to the heart of the problem. See, the way most people use AI is for these superficial, quick hits. You ask for a fact, you get a little piece of knowledge, and then it's gone in 5 minutes. But there is a much better way, an active approach where you go for deep understanding, where you're not just asking for facts, you're synthesizing knowledge. You're actually retaining it and building real expertise. So why do so many of us get stuck in that superficial loop? Well, it's something I call the AI learning trap. We've got these incredibly powerful tools at our fingertips, but we're using them in the most basic, surface-level way possible.
Now, this isn't just my opinion. Take Aaron Cantor from thebusinessdive.com. He was skeptical, you know? He tested over 200 AI apps, and most of them were just okay. But every once in a while, he found something that was a genuine game changer. Tools that weren't just about spitting out answers, but about creating real understanding.
And he really put in the work. We're talking over 500 hours spent digging through all the hype, trying to find the tools that actually work for deep, meaningful learning.
And here's the problem he zeroed in on. We are absolutely drowning in information, but we have no process to actually hold on to it. We're just passively consuming all this content, but that's not how you build knowledge. And that, right there, is the trap.
But what if you could break out of that trap? What if you could turn your AI from a simple little answer machine into your very own personal research lab? This idea right here is the breakthrough. The whole thing hinges on this key concept, source-grounded AI. Now, this isn't an AI that just goes out and scrapes the entire internet with all its biases and weirdness. No. This is an AI that bases its answers 100% on the specific sources that you give it. Your documents, your links, your data. And the difference is just night and day. A general AI, that's like a public knowledge engine, it uses the whole internet. But a source-grounded tool like Google's Notebook LM is a personal research assistant. The data source isn't the entire web, it's your private material. Every single answer it gives you is cited right back to your documents. And, this is a big one, your data is kept private. It's not used to train the model. Here's the absolute best way to think about it. You're not just borrowing a book from a giant public library full of stuff you can't really verify. No, you're working inside your own private research lab with materials that you have personally selected and that you trust. Okay, so how do we actually do this? How do we put it into practice? It all starts with a really simple but incredibly powerful idea, the three-source method. The reason this works so well is because it solves a problem we've all had. You know, when you try to learn from just one type of thing. Technical docs can be super dry and theoretical. Video tutorials can be kind of shallow and miss the deep details. And articles, they often just lack a solid structure. So, the solution is to triangulate your learning. You give your AI 3 different kinds of sources on the exact same topic. You start with a video, right? For that practical visual walkthrough. Then, you add the official documentation. That's your source of truth. And finally, you throw in an expert article to get that real-world context and the key takeaways. And the result of mixing these 3 together? It's like magic. Your AI now has this complete, multifaceted understanding. It's got the theory, it's got the practice, and it's got the context, all fused into one single knowledge base that you can talk to. Okay, this is where it gets really, really exciting. Because once you've grounded your AI in these different sources, you can finally move from just having a pile of data to actually building genuine understanding. See, a source-grounded AI doesn't just sit there and answer your questions. It can actually transform your raw materials, your articles, your docs, your videos, into a whole suite of amazing learning tools. Instantly, you can say, hey, generate a mind map so you can see how all the concepts connect. Or make me a slide deck for a structured presentation. You can even get it to create quizzes and flashcards so you can actually test yourself and make sure you're retaining the information. It's incredible. I love this quote from an article on Towards AI because it just nails it. The material, the books, the videos,
It's all the same stuff that was out there before. The only thing that changed was your approach. You've gone from being a passive reader to being an active learner. So let's bring this all home. This whole method, it's not just another productivity hack. Honestly, it feels like a new superpower for learning and mastering pretty much any subject you can think of. And the entire workflow is just 4 simple steps. 1, you curate your trusted sources. 2, you ground your AI in that specific knowledge. 3, you interact with it, you ask it smart questions. And 4, you generate all these new formats that help you actually learn and remember the material. But you know, when you boil it all down, this whole thing is about one crucial mindset shift. It's about stopping to ask AI what it knows, and instead starting to use it as a powerful tool to help you understand what you have collected. That is the real power of having your own personal AI research lab. It puts you squarely in the driver's seat of your own learning. So the only question left is, with this new superpower, what complex topic are you going to choose to master first?